Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Lily Grace Lifestyle Podcast. I'm so excited because today's guests are the owners of the Streamer Box, which has been a startup in the past few months, I think. And we're going to get into it and just talk all about their startup and how they even came up with the idea. So, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
So, do you want to introduce yourselves and just give a little intro and a little background for people who may not know who you are?
I'll start. I actually went to school for education. I studied early childhood education, started off student teaching, working in the schools, and now I'm entering the business world and really interested in the marketing.
And I'm Sierra. Jacqueline and I are cousins. I'm from Rollinsford, New Hampshire. I went to University of New Hampshire and graduated with a degree in communication.
Nice.
Not really sure what I want to do at that when I finished, and I dove into this with Jacqueline, and it's been going really good. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I love that you guys are cousins. I think I knew that. And actually, my mom did early childhood education. She went to UNH. And it's just so interesting now that you're kind of diving deep into this world.
I think this last year, especially after graduating in 2019 and then heading into unknown, like the workforce and discovering myself through that. And then all of a sudden the pandemic hitting. I think one thing that resonates with me the most and the reason that I decided to do this venture was I just need to follow what makes me happy. And if something's not giving me that, like if it's not benefiting my life, it's not gonna be worth it in the long run. So I think just switching and taking control of your own life is something that really is what helps me mental health wise even.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. That's like everything about this show. So I love that. What about you, Sierra?
You're totally going off what Jacqueline said. I like having the, like how she said, going into something you're really passionate about and being able to be creative with it how you want and kind of make it your own, have the freedom to do like things that maybe if you were into like a pretty much a so-called normal job right now that you wouldn't be able to do. Just really being able to put your all into it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. You guys are such a good team. I feel like I can feel the balance and the synergy. And I think that's like a huge part of success. But can we talk about, first and foremost, what the heck is Streamer Box if people don't know?
The Streamer Box, like summed up, is like an ultimate photo opportunity delivered to your doorstep, emphasizing just holidays and seasons throughout the year.
Yeah, it has in the box you'll find all the decorations, like she said, the photo op, all kinds of little things you'll need for, say it was like right now, Friendsgiving or 4th of July, Valentine's Day, anything like that, like anything, sometimes trendy parties. Yeah, everything, one-stop shop, everything you need.
Love it. Love it. And then how did you come up with the idea? It's so smart.
Well, so I think going through college myself and like starting to have events and parties like with my roommates and with my dance friends, I think that was always exciting to me, like planning a party, hosting people. And then the hardest part was always, okay, what are the decorations? How are we going to get them? How early do I have to think about them before I can get them to my doorstep? Or am I going to have to take public transportation and go to a party store and just get a bunch of random stuff that's not like personal? So that's when I think that was like my subconscious in my experience that led me to, it was actually quarantine hit. I came home for the unknown. I moved home and it ended up being Mother's Day 2020. And I remember like there was nothing to do and I just wanted to celebrate my mom and like do something nice for her, but we couldn't go to the store really. We couldn't do anything. So I was like scrambling through the basement, finding just random party supplies just so she could like wake up and have like this pretty or just like change the day up a little bit, make it a little more exciting. And that's when that's like when the like fire ignited in my head was like, how can I change this and make it easier for myself? Basically.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like a lot of the best ideas come from everyday simple problems that people have in their life and then they realize everyone else has the same problem. So I think that's great. And your mom's a rock star, by the way. I love her. So love that. She's an inspiration. And then how did you bring in your cousin into this?
Well, so I had the idea and then I remember Sierra and I we're lovers of the beach. We're always at York Beach. And it was one day during quarantine, we met outside and we're like, just talking about it. And I just like knew I had to tell Sierra because she's like the most creative person that I know. Like, no, I just knew that like you joining this would just be so beneficial. So from there, like we just like started with it. Like that day we literally went to Target and was like, what can we do? Like, like it just started from there.
I love that. I love that. And just in general, like I know people are like, don't work with your family, don't work with your friends. And I feel like a cousin's like a family / friend sometimes, like at least mine are. But like, how has it been working together? Have you guys had a pretty smooth sailing?
Well, they say you don't choose your family, but you choose your friends. But yeah, your cousin, it's
like a line.
Your cousin, you get to choose if you want to associate with them and hang out with them. And Sierra and I have been like attached at the hip since childhood. I used to spend like summers, we used to spend like weeks on end together. So,
and I think we know each other enough to like know how to make everything work, like a good work relationship and friend relationship. So I think it's going good.
That's
and it
great.
makes it fun. It makes it like we get to do this together. It's not like a burden at all. And our families are so supportive and it's just so nice.
Yeah. So what was the launch date? Like how long did it take you to come from Mother's Day to launch day?
From May 10th, so it was roughly 10 months, and then we launched on March 15th of this year.
Nice.
Wow. We spent like from that day with Mother's Day,
literally that day.
It was 10 months until we launched. Like we took like the most part of the year to like work with people we knew, like, and create a business plan and like basically develop what it is going to be. And obviously it's changed already so much since our launch in, what was it, March? March. But we wanted to do it right. So
yes,
for sure. I love that. And I was telling my friend the other day when I was in the Sephora line, I was like, oh my gosh, I love all these mini things. My first subscription box was Birchbox. And you probably might have heard of it. I was like 10 years old. It was $10 and you got these little samples. And I think like subscription is not going to go anywhere. Like people get subscriptions to anything from like workout classes to parties to anything. So I think it's just so interesting.
So it like originally started as a subscription and then we had like there's some hurdles that we needed to figure out to make it work. And we're still in the process of making it. Basically, there's so many holidays in a year. And it's like, how do we make a subscription? Is it going to be like 6 boxes a year you get, or is it going to be a monthly subscription? It's just hard with if your birthday's in April, then how? Or if like right now there's like 3 holidays all in a month. So it's like
if you wanted them all.
But our goal is to basically build the boxes and start getting like people to like convert and like the sales happen. And then ultimately, once we like hit the niche market, we want to convert it to a subscription box.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And that's so cool. I love that. And you're right, it's hard because it's not like once a month there's a holiday. They're kind of all bunched together, and then like birthdays and everything in
all
between.
over.
Yeah. So
do
you
think
think
building the reputation of the box before we can just charge people for getting something they don't necessarily know is in the box. So
true. And you change it up every single month. So can you give us a very specific description of, say, your past 4th of July box, just so people can have a visual of what you're getting in the box?
So when the box comes in, it's a mailer box, and it's open. When you open it up, you'll see in that one, you'll see there's red and blue streamers. There was we collabed with a friend of mine, and in that one we had tree-free fire. So there's a little fire starter. So on the little bonfires on the table, there was like a little mini bonfire you could like use for s'mores and stuff.
I like
there was sparklers. There was a big balloon banner that for the 4th of July. What else was in that one? There
were like tattoos that we found from a seller on Etsy that were like the biggest hit of the party we went to. Like we were laughing so hard with the tattoos.
There was, what else was in that
one? We just like focused on making the photo opportunity and like how like it can just bring something to a party.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. And I think it's smart to keep saying bring the photo opportunity, because then that is marketing for yourself as well
Mhm.
once people post online. So I think that's great. And where do you source most of your items from the box? You said Etsy, which I love because you're supporting small businesses, but you have some really unique things. So I was just wondering.
We shop around, and like the original business plan, we wanted to make it like quality items that you're getting in this box from local, like made in America real resellers. So we found a bunch of party boutiques across the country and we're sourcing from them.
Nice.
We always want to like deliver quality. We ran into like the hurdle of, well, obviously it's a little more expensive. And right now, like, would people rather have more in their box or more like quality in their box? And we found out that a lot of people actually our age would rather, because it's like a one-day thing. They're like, we don't need quality, not quality, but we don't need the best quality. It's not like it's not like our wedding day. We don't need like the nicest of the nice, because we're just going to use it for one day and then throw it away. So right now, our next box, we're sourcing a little bit from like Party City, but also a few of the boutiques. But Etsy for sure has been almost the biggest inspiration for finding party supplies.
Oh, that's great. I love that, because I was going to say a lot of this stuff is stuff that you wouldn't find at like Target or Walmart or wherever people go. But that's so interesting. And I guess because you are targeting kind of people our age, I guess we don't need per se like stuff like we'd have for our wedding day.
So my friend Amanda's birthday was like the 21st birthday. It was the first 21st birthday that we celebrated, like October. And that's when I remember having to drive to Party City and just buy all this random stuff. So then after that, it's like, what do we do? So that was like also part of like the creation of Streamer Box, was going through that.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so great. And like when you launched, were you guys nervous, and what were your feelings? And like, was the response what you hoped for, do you think?
Well, we were so nervous. We were like, is this right? Is this the right time? We really should have to do it.
And we were working with someone who was helping us with our business plan. And he was like, no, you just got to do it. Like, we kept putting it off because we're like, we need to perfect it. He's like, no, it's never going to be perfect. And you need to launch it and just learn now.
Yeah.
And I remember we just were like, all right, hit send. We did it. And then all of a sudden we just hear like ding, ding, ding. It was like people like supporting us, have the best friends, family. Everyone was so supportive. So it was awesome.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah. And I think it's like something that people have never heard of before. Like I said, people have heard of boxes or subscriptions like HelloFresh, whatever. But I just think it's interesting that it's a party on a box. Like no one's ever heard of that. So I was like, oh my God, that's so smart. And I like how you said you were nervous, because like most people who launch anything, like me for my podcast, I was like, oh my God, I'm like shaking. But like I like hate listening to my voice. I'm like, why am I doing this? But I think it's like for anything, you just got to go. I've heard so many people say done is better than perfect. Not to say that you should do crappy work and then put it out, but just like putting it out there is great at the time that you're ready, because like no time is going to be the perfect moment. And and like time is of the essence, especially in this crazy technology world. Like things are just going so fast. So like it's like almost like who is first to market and execute.
And it's hard like putting yourself out there in front of like, because when you start, your followers are just like, it's just your community, it's your friends, your family, and they're watching every move. And like some businesses start, like if it's someone creates this accounting firm, like people don't know really what they're doing until they're successful and they're like, oh yeah, I own an accounting firm. From day one, we were like putting ourselves out there, and then all of a sudden sharing all the time. And it was just like, it feels weird to have all the eyes on you.
Because we're learning as we go.
For sure.
You can probably agree with.
Yeah, for sure. And the podcast, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like what am I doing? I'm like about to spill my life to people, although I am pretty private. The thing is, like, I do share a lot, but it's like a good balance. And I feel like when you're a business owner and you're the face of your business, as I'm sure you know, it's like, how much do I share of my life? It's like a good balance. And how do you guys usually figure that out?
We learned from the beginning that we were sharing and we didn't have enough content that was like going to keep us going. I think we've learned that we need to share a lot, not necessarily like personal life stuff.
Right.
People are interested in behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but we've realized how often we need to create content for Streamer Box.
Yeah,
It's like
looking back on our, it
Yeah.
totally is. Looking back on like how we started, and we thought that was a lot, and now we realize it really is like a full-time job. You have to like really be on top of it, or you easily.
We're like, shoot, we have 6 pictures. How is that going to last us 3 months? So you learn a lot right at the start.
Yeah, but I think like you said, people really like behind the scenes. Like I really like the reels when it's like, oh, I source from Etsy, oh, I source from here, and then boom, you have this beautiful box. Like it's just so cool to kind of take steps along the way, because yeah, sometimes I'm like pulling from the archives like my content and I'm like, oh my god. But it's like, yeah, I think you learn over time to just take a lot of pictures because you're always going to need them. Yeah. Oh
And
my
we
God.
also learned we need to have like people, because we're promoting this like photo opportunity, and we were just posting the sets, and now we're like, oh, we need people in our photos to like give this, we're like selling the experience, and like we needed to show the experience. So then it's like, how do we wrangle all these people up? Who wants to come to a little photo shoot
on a random Tuesday night?
Yeah.
I love that though. Oh my God. No, your photos are so beautiful though. And everything that you set up, like, could you picture yourselves being like event planners one day?
We talked about that a long time ago.
Well, so every summer between like college, I worked for caterers and like wedding venues, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I liked it so much. The only thing that really was hard was you're working when everyone else is celebrating. Like time wise, you're not working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Like you're working Friday, Saturday night during the day. Like that was hard. So I was like, how can I kind of take that, but also create my own schedule?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think
it was a thought.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. And I could totally see you like kind of creating these boxes and even selling them to like event planners, or like, I don't know, like there's so many opportunities with it because it's just so different and so creative. And like I know you guys have a website. What website platform do you use?
We use Shopify.
Oh yeah, nice. Because I know there's like GoDaddy, Shopify, blah blah blah, but there's so many different ones. And like the e-commerce world, like I'm sure that was a whole nother thing on top of the marketing to figure out. It's like,
that's like why we chose Shopify for the e-commerce aspect. It is a little bit, because we've like realized Shopify is a little bit, you can't be as creative on it. It's definitely for like the e-commerce.
Yeah.
So we were like looking at doing a Wix or something, but we haven't converted it yet.
Yeah. And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know, Shopify, like behind the scenes, is like very helpful. Like the sales, the customers, it's user friendly.
Yeah, that's great. And I think I watched videos on it a while back, and don't they like track your sales and you can see charts and stuff? So that's really nice too.
And something helpful, we know someone that like is great at making websites, and we were talking to him and like going to see if he could make us a website, and he's like, no, you need to do this by yourself and like learn it like back to front. Like you need to like, you have the creativity, you need to like learn this. Like I could do this for you, but you wouldn't learn anything from it. So I think that was like actually some good advice we got, was do as much as you can by yourself, because it's going to teach you more than you could realize.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, that's the thing too with so many large companies who get all this funding, like say they get like $1 million from these like investors, but then they're outsourcing all of their marketing, all of their websites, everything, and they're like kind of lost in the business, and they're like, yeah, I know the name of my business and the idea behind it, but they don't know how it runs. And then they're all these, there are all these growing pains, and then sometimes it's not as successful. So I think it's really good that you kind of are taking this slower pace per se, you know what I mean? Like kind of just going behind the scenes and learning it all yourself, because it's so smart.
One day, like it's more prideful to have done it yourself than to just hire someone to do it all for you.
Yeah, for sure. And you will for sure get to that point. Like most businesses who are successful do, but like I think like even me, like I still do literally every single thing. I'm like, oh my God, I should hire someone to do they're producing my show. It's so much, it's time consuming, but it's like kind of more rewarding at the end of the day when you're like, oh, I did everything myself.
Like when we go take pictures, we're like, oh, we can't wait till we have a
We're like, can you
professional
imagine having a
photographer.
set right now? It'd make
Yeah.
everything so easy. We're like moving furniture and like sweating.
Thinking of where to go next.
It's like hard work. It's like a workout. And if you ever need photographers, I think I've had at least 4, maybe 5 on my show, and I know personally. So if you ever need certain photographers, I know a bunch.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next step.
We can't wait to have a photographer.
Yeah, in the Dover, Portsmouth area too. And then let's talk about UNH a little bit, because I saw a post and I didn't fully I don't want to explain it to people because you can probably explain it better, but do you want to like mention what's happening with UNH?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We're working with it's a marketing capstone class, and they're all seniors, and for their whole semester, there's groups, and they all work with a local business, anywhere as small as us to like really big businesses. And so we have a team, like a whole team of 6 marketing majors, and they all have their own role. So right now for the whole semester, we tell them things that we want to work on, and they all work on, like somebody right now has done surveys for us, with a social media person, the team lead, all kinds of different positions, and they're like looking at it as like the real world, and then it really is helping us too.
Good.
So it's like good experience for them and like super helpful for us, and it's going really good so far.
Yeah. So how did you like find that opportunity? Is it because you went to UNH that you knew about it?
Well, so before we launched, we were working with the SDBC, which is a small business development center.
Oh, cool.
It's like a state-funded nonprofit,
Yeah.
which like have these business professionals that work with you to like guide you.
Yeah.
They're like mentors.
Cool.
So we were doing that, and then the person we were working with was like a professor at UNH, and he was like, I have an idea, you would be perfect for this marketing capstone. So we just got in touch with the professor, and I think they take 6 businesses each semester, and we were like, it was like 2 weeks before it happened, so we slid right in. Yeah,
that's great.
But it's been so rewarding.
Oh, it has. We're learning so much from them. Like they'll send out like 100 or so surveys, and the information we gather from it is so helpful, and just even making our next box. And
oh my God,
they're really good.
I love that. That is so cool. And they're not only learning from you, you're learning from them, and then you're learning from the professor. So it's like, it's such like a cool like mentorship to have. And I think I think that's great. And it's almost like you're expanding your team, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think
like we
the
do
more
have a little
brands,
team.
A little team.
oh, that's so great. I love that. And you said like make the surveys kind of help make each box more successful. Which box do you think has been the most successful, and why? Maybe not just sales, but like just personally or something.
Right when we launched 3 boxes. We launched a graduation box because it was March, April, May. We launched a birthday box, and then we launched a brunch box.
Yeah.
And like still to this day, our brunch box has been the best seller.
Nice.
I think people like the idea of something different to celebrate, or like a non-holiday celebration.
Still trendy because it's like people love brunch.
I know. It's like, what the heck? I love that. No, that's actually so smart, because you're right. Everyone celebrates like Cinco de Mayo, or like, but like everyone also has brunch, and you can have brunch anytime. So I guess it's those occasions too that you're gonna probably sell the most of, because it's like you don't have to have an occasion for brunch. Like I could even see you doing like a picnic one once it gets warm again. That'd be so cute. Oh my God. I love that.
We're trying to find a balance between like holidays and
like new trendy
like extracurricular holidays, basically. Or like self-made holidays.
That's great. I love that. And oh my gosh, so where do you keep all your stock and stuff? I'm sure there's a lot going on. Do you keep it in your house?
I live in Rollinsford, and my parents have a barn, and we have a back corner where we work out of. We have all of our stock and a little assembly area, and
oh my God,
we print our shipping labels, but it's working perfect right now.
I love that. Honestly, you should make content off that, because people are going to love to see that going to your first office or to your first build, like whatever happens, like it's just so cool to see where people start and then where you go, and then it just makes you feel better because then you like, oh my gosh, I went all this way. And then how many hours a week do you think you spend on this business?
I would say like 4 solid days we work together on this.
Wow.
And we both still like work outside of it for like income right now, but
probably like we pretty much work together, like she said, 4 solid days from like for most of the day, and then at night one of us will work or a few days will work.
So it's like a side hustle. I love that.
Yeah, because like if we didn't get together, it wouldn't improve. So
right.
We've made it like a point to like really work our schedule around this.
Like make this main focus, and then the other things are just like on the side.
So I guess it's the main hustle, but then you have other side. No, I really like that you're kind of doing that to balance, because like, I mean, I've listened to so many other podcasts and they're like, how do you turn your side hustle into your 9 to 5? And it's like, you just got to grind at the beginning. It's exhausting, but it's just gotta, that's what has to
priority.
We kind of lucked out because of like, in a small way, like COVID helped us because we both like lived at home for the first time in a while. I moved back from Rhode Island, so I wasn't working for the first few months, and like we could dedicate all of our time to this. And I think that just like really helped.
I was working at a restaurant and we closed. I had just graduated college and we closed. So I was full-time also with Jacqueline, just putting all our ideas into it.
Wow. Yeah. No, I love that you took the opportunity of COVID. I feel like that is such a theme in my show, because all these entrepreneurs, whether they're in a really mature business or just starting out, they took COVID as an opportunity, because a lot of people just probably did nothing, which is totally fine. But it's like, if like, when else in the time of our life, hopefully, are we going to have a time where the whole world is shut down and you are required to just stay inside and do nothing? Like, I was thinking we're having all these issues and stuff, like staying inside and not like, staying away from each other. But like, can you imagine if we went through like the Great Depression or World War II and we were sent to war or something? Like, this is nothing compared to that. Come on, people, get vaccinated and we'll be fine.
We'll be good. No, I agree.
And start a business and you'll be fine.
Literally.
No, but it's just funny to think about the times and how they change. I don't know why, but yeah. So back on topic, what are your plans for the rest of the year?
So we're still working on we have a fall box, so we're still promoting a little bit for Friendsgiving. And then we are just about we've just about finished up 2 boxes for the winter season. And we have those that will be releasing later this month. And then so that's probably for the rest of this year. And then once those are out, we'll get the ideas going for the next one.
Nice. And then how do you plan to create growth in your business over the next like 1 to 2 years?
Right now, like with the help of UNH, and then our next box, we're doing, like Sierra said, that we're kind of doing like a little test to see our next 2 boxes. Actually, one's like a winter wonderland box and one's a Christmas box. So like one's like a broad celebration and one's like very specific. And so we're kind of doing like an A/B test to see like which one like performs better.
Nice.
Because we want to see in the future, should we do more of like generalized boxes, or should we stick to like the specific holidays?
But to keep growing, I think we have some ideas. So definitely learning a lot more about ads and SEO and stuff like that. I think that'll be a big part of how we get to the next level. We have some ideas to like show our boxes in person at events for the coming year.
Love it.
Like get out there and like really show people what it is, because I think when they see it, they're like, oh, that's like more than just seeing it online.
Yeah, for sure.
I think when we're still like fine tuning the boxes a little bit, and like UNH has really helped us with that, like tell us what people want in the box at their price point, all that. So I think once we nail that on the head, and then we get our ads to convert beyond our community, is when like we'll be able to invest a little more money in
like really
expanding.
Yeah. That's so interesting. And I think you guys have done a great job so far, creating this community that you have now and expanding it. And it will just be so interesting to see where you guys go, and it's so exciting. So what types of goals do you have for yourself? I guess we just talked about your plans, but like how do you kind of quantify your plans into goals?
We definitely like celebrate every purchase
Everything.
we get.
Nice.
We text each other like, "Do you see that?"
Every time like we get like a Shopify order notification, like we are immediately
Yes.
texting each
Like,
other,
"Do you see that?"
and like that's how we like celebrate it. Goal wise, it's hard to like,
I mean, right now we kind of just we have a number of boxes we want to sell, and we just really try and get that amount sold for while it's out. Like she said, some goals to like get the ads to convert and get to that next level.
Yeah.
But a lot of small goals right now
Mhm.
to just get done.
like slowly grow beyond this community.
Yeah.
That's like a goal. There's also so many things that are just like on the horizon that are like, oh, one day this would be so nice.
Yeah.
But it's like we have to think really small and like do it right now so that in the future those things can happen.
Yeah, for sure. And would you ever put it into retail stores, or do you really want to keep it kind of like online / subscription / what you have?
If we can create a subscription model that works, it would probably stay online.
Yeah.
But then I also had one time like the idea to just, I don't know, what if I create like we created like a custom little party store where you could like
come in and make
And
your own
make your
box. I don't know.
box.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
I
a different
really
route.
like that.
It's
I could see
ridiculous.
that in Portsmouth.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Or just like come in and see what we have and then like just order and then we ship it to you. I don't know.
And then
Yeah.
people will say to us, like, do you ever put one in a store? So it totally is like an idea. So like we said, so young in the business.
We'll also
Yeah,
have to
for
see
sure.
how the world continues to evolve.
Yeah.
True. But I feel like people are never going to want to stop having celebrations and parties, especially after this kind of dark couple years. Like we really need that to be happy and look forward
And
to.
it helps. I think it helps people so much to see the box in person.
Yeah.
Like we brought them to the marketing students at UNH and they're like, oh my gosh, these are so much better than we thought.
Yeah.
And
we're like, this is nice stuff. Like
we're like, we don't know. It was just like, I think it helps to see it
in person. Yeah.
and hold it and see, like, feel it. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think you really should like mention that point again and again. Like a lot of this stuff is from the US and a lot of this stuff is like good quality, because I think people see like, I don't know, I'm just naming like streamers and they're like, oh, like I could get that, you know, like we have no idea where they got it from. But like, I think that's such an important point because that's what you're paying for and that's what people like. And also too, I think the posts that you have of the items actually being like on the table or on the wall or something really, really help to kind of be like an installed shot so that people can really imagine like, oh my gosh, that's what my table can look like. I'm buying this. So that's great. It's so exciting. So, like, is your goal in the future, I'm sure, to be full-time with this? Yeah.
That's the goal.
We can't wait to be full time.
I love it.
I mean, we're basically full time.
Yeah,
we just need to like make
it work for.
Yeah.
And people think I'm like crazy because I do like 15 different things. But the thing is, I'd just be bored if I didn't. So
I know, and I think it's so inspiring.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And like you're bringing the community together, and like I don't know, we both grew up in the same town, little New Hampshire town, and it's like you don't see the opportunity beyond the town when you're growing up.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I could be a teacher, or I could do like I just didn't know what I could do because I had my blinders were on for this little town. That was my whole world. I didn't know beyond it.
Right.
Moving away and like going to college, I just learned so much about what's out there, and social media helps a lot too.
Same. Yeah, for sure. I kind of was talking to Tucker Arnold about that. I just had a podcast with him. He went to school in my grade. And we were saying like our little New Hampshire like town and high school, like the world is so much bigger. So it's just so interesting to go away and then come back and be like, oh my gosh, like what, this is crazy. But I think it's so smart and you're going to learn so much. And I feel like I'll have to introduce you to a few different photographers and entrepreneurs because like they could definitely help you too, because like I think it's such a fun, cool idea. So keep it up.
Love that.
And what is one last piece of advice that you can give to my audience when it comes to starting a business?
I think take advice from all the people that are like willing to help you, like totally take full advantage of all of it, because it's so helpful and everybody is just rooting for you. And all those little, when someone's like, oh, I know someone with this, I know someone who can help you with this, and it really does pay off to take advantage of all of that.
And I think when you launch a business, like there's like that initial like excitement and stuff, but it's like no one's going to launch a business unless you're a celebrity that puts your face on something. Like that's going to be successful day one. And I think it's so important to like push through and not get defeated when like something doesn't go the right way, but like instead change your mindset and be like, why didn't that work? And how can we fix it? And like, even in these past, it's only been not even a full year since March. Like
we've done that so many times.
We have done that so many times and like changed, okay, for our next box, this is what we're doing. Like, and each time it, like the box launch goes better and more people are interested in it and our community grows a little bit more. So
yeah, for sure.
Don't get defeated. And
yeah, keep pushing.
I love it. I love it. I think that's such a good message. And can you plug yourself and tell people where they can find you on social media and your website and all that?
Streamerbox is just Streamerbox on Instagram.
And on Facebook too.
Yep. And on Facebook. We're expanding to TikTok.
Nice.
And our website is thestreamerbox.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. This was like a really fun, exciting, inspiring episode.
Thank you so much for having us. It's about building from your community and the people you know. So
yeah, it was a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.